TB&J Open Mic. I'm your host, Tom, and today hosting with me for our, I think, 23rd live broadcast episode of the TB&J Open Mic, my co-host, Brooks and Poopsie. Whoop, whoop. There we go. There's that sound. I'm really excited to get us started off today. Just a couple of reminders. We have two policies that we'd like to remind people of. The first is a two-strike heckling policy. The first of which is if you're saying anything weird, we will mute you. And second of all, if you're doing anything weird from your camera, we will kick you out of the room. And then second is a zero-tolerance harassment policy. Give it up for harassment, everybody. Woo woo! Thanks, Brooks. But also, if you at any time feel like you are being harassed in the room, if you send a private message to either me or Brooks, we will kick them out, no questions asked. Real quick, I'm going to throw the set list into the chat. Whoop whoop. And also check to see if the first person on the list is in here, which I don't believe there are. So, Amira, you're on deck. I'm going to do a little bit of comedy first, just because I feel like I have to practice, but I'm not going to time it, so no need to keep on an eye on your timer for this portion. But hello, everybody. My name's Tom.
Hello.
Hi. I'm prepping for my first live mic in a while, so I can't say coming at you live from my closet. You're welcome, Mom. But what I can say is, you know, your homophobia during my formative years was like crippling. Anyway, moving on to the next thing. Really excited to be doing stuff live again. I feel like 2020 was a hard year for most people, but for me it was actually pretty good. I got engaged.
Yay!
Yeah. Applause. I got engaged. That was really cool. And I also got my graduate degree in library sciences.
Woo!
Thank you for applauding for that. All the pity I will take. It's hard. It's like, oh my god, like getting married and a degree in libraries. It's like poor by day and poor by night. Like we got everything going on. No, it's good. Thinking of like some of my library stuff, it has influenced my comedy somewhat. I'm a very organized person. I'm a Virgo, I'm a librarian, I'm everything that goes with that. So obviously when I organize my humor, I use a linked data structure. So when you look up my jokes within this database, you can be like, oh my god, all these things have a similar category. So just to give you some insight, those categories are hating myself, millennial references to Pokemon, talking about D&D, and also butt stuff. So that's more gay stuff than like being a millennial. But still, speaking about being gay, really excited to be gay. Hashtag happy pride. Woo 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 woo. Unfortunately, there are some hard things to being a homosexual nowadays. First of which is that, like, as soon as I got engaged, as I mentioned earlier in my set, we can call that a callback, whatever. But, like, first thing when I saw my parents was like, okay, you're engaged, but, like, when are we gonna see grandkids? And it's like, oh my god, I don't know. We keep trying, and we gotta figure it out. But that, while it seems like an aloof answer, is still so much easier than like sitting down with my mom and being like, well, when a man and a man love each other very much, they log on to torrent and go onto the dark web, and 12 to 14 weeks later, Wayfair's got just what I need. That's a I don't know, child kidnapping joke. But nonetheless, it's hard being gay. But you know what's even harder is my dick seeing some of the attractive ass comedians we have tonight. Give it up for yourselves, everybody. Woo! Just gonna check real quick to see if we do have the first person in the room yet. We do not. That being said, I know this next comedian's ready to go. She's hilarious. She's gonna tell jokes. Give it up for the not as aggressive as I am introducing her, Amira Abuasod. Woo woo woo!
I forgot. Can I record? Sorry.
Oh my god! Give me 1 second. As long as you're okay with the camera being on you for an irregular amount of time. Cool. Still figuring it out. Oh, there you are. Allow to record, and I still gotta spotlight you, and go!
This meeting is being recorded.
Oh, nice. That voice was great. That was...
Okay. So when I was younger, my dad used to hit me, but he's lazy, so I realized I could just run up the stairs and get away with whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
Talking about abuse. Well, we're talking about Michael Jackson because he's in my joke. So I did the transition wrong. Anyway, I keep messing it up. I don't know why. But, so I was being harassed because I'm attractive. And so I was like depressed. I came home. I turned off the lights and put on Adele, as depressed women do. My family came upstairs to try to cheer me up. So they played a Michael Jackson song, Beat It. And they were like, next time a guy harasses you, what are you going to tell him to do? And I'm like, beat it somewhere else. They're like, say it louder like you mean. I'm like, beat it somewhere else. And then we all danced and I was all better. All right. Oh, the timer's broken. Okay.
I got you. I'm going to say 1 minute when you have a minute left.
All right, got it. Okay. So I had a dentist appointment the other day, and I thought it was 6 months, but because the guy that scheduled it said it was, but it wasn't. And usually I'm really good on top of these things because I love getting my face touched. I told my dad, and he said that I sounded like a slut. And my sister's like, what, you don't like your face being touched? She's from New York.
No.
And I was like, you're a monster. And then he's like, what? I just said you sound like a slut. I didn't say you were a slut. I'm like, okay, well, you look like an asshole. You're not an asshole. So my dad's also the type of guy that loves watching children's movies. One of his favorites is Aladdin, but because we're Arab, he likes to pronounce it Aladdin. So he has like this little mini drum and he's singing along and he's like, I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? Hey, Dad, can I talk to you for a minute? He's like, no, shut up. Aladdin's on you. And so he also likes Annie. He's like, tomorrow, I love you. It's only a day away. I'm like, hey, Dad, I'm feeling a bit suicidal. Can I talk to you? He's like, no, go away, slut. I'm like, I guess there won't be a tomorrow. All right. So my dad only listens to half of what I say. I was like, did you hear there was 2 women stabbed on the news? They were stabbed to death. And he was like, oh no, are they okay? Yeah.
No.
The ladies that were stabbed to death are okay because they don't have to. All right. So my dad made some salad with olives in it, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to try that. That's gross. And he's like, come on, you got to try everything once. And I was like, is that why you got married 4 times?
Oof.
I went out with this guy that does Reiki, and he was like, I was like, oh, what's Reiki? And he's like, oh, it's when you don't touch, but you transfer energy. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, do you feel it? I'm like, nah, not really. Things were going so well. I went back to his place and he was like asking me for a hand job, but I can't, I come from a strict family. So I was like, hey, how about a Reiki hand job? Do you feel it? All right. That's the end of my set. Thank you so much.
The recording has stopped.
Give it up for Amir, everybody. Sorry, I got thrown off a little bit by the voice that is the cloud. Let me check our set list real quick. Okay. Up next, we got the hilarious, the fantastic. He is the host of Introvert's Paradise. Give it up for Kevin Wong. Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, that was nice. I asked for generic and I got something very, very puffy, but thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you guys, I guess I'm the only one from California out here, but I don't know if you guys saw this, but June 15 is the date where California is going to be completely open. Everything is going to be open for California. So it could be closed by July 4th. That's the goal. We're going to go through a fourth wave. That's what I want. I like the pandemic. It's just, otherwise, like I said, I never would have met any of you guys. And it's just, I don't know. It's been an introvert's paradise. So that's the way I've always seen it. Also in the Bay Area, it's Pride Month. It's also Pride Month is pretty much known as redundant. That's what I could say about San Francisco because we're pretty open about it. So it's like, okay, we'll just extend it. So, I did see, I don't know if you guys saw this, Donald Trump. Donald Trump was seen wearing his pants on backwards, what it appears to be. So the Republicans were like, he did not wear his pants on backwards, while Democrats were like, we weren't even looking. And QAnon's like, keep looking. He's trying to tell us something. Like, that's the three different tiers. Okay. Let's see, what else is there? A while ago, I was losing my eyebrow hair and I decided to Rogaine it. It was just, it was weird. Like, I don't want to be known as the comic with the one eyebrow. You know, like how we all have little things like, oh, he's the one with the bobbleheads or he's the one with this. I didn't want to be known as the comic with the one eyebrow. So I Rogained it and it was bad. It was purple and it was puffy. People would see me and they go, what happened? And I didn't know because I'm not vain enough to where I check a lot. Then I noticed it. I was like, holy shit, looks like a black eye. And so I told him it's vanity. Vanity is what did it in. But I didn't want to be known as the comic with the one eyebrow. Like, how weird would it be if I just like walked around? Like, I would have to wear hoop earrings just to like balance out my head, you know, just to make it seem a little bit different. But yeah, so I did that again today for some reason. I was like, I think I'm losing it again. I did that and it's turning puffy, so it's like leaking or something. So yeah, I will eventually be the comic with the one eyebrow or the guy that seemed like he got punched. So either or, I'm one of those guys. I am thinking about moving because I kind of live in a weird place. I saw two younger girls sharing a kiss. And let's just say, like, how young were they? Jeffrey Epstein would have approved. Like, that's how young they were. And I have to say, it didn't do anything for me. So I was like, yes, I'm not a pedophile. Like, that's the blessing that came out of this. But the weird part was they look like identical twin sisters. So it was like the Olsen twins just kind of like sharing a moment. Then like Uncle Jesse walks and he's like, cut it out. You know, like that's what I felt like in that situation. But to make it seem more fair, let's just call them stepsisters. We're gonna call it that way. So that was a weird thing that I saw. The other thing was, so where I live, it's like the front doors are like facing each other and the back doors are like facing each other. So there's like alleyways. I was walking and I saw a boy, same thing, very young. He ran butt naked, like nothing but just glasses on. And he runs, he sees me, like his dick was just doing the helicopter thing. And I see this, I'm like, oh! And he sees me and he runs the other way. Like he wanted me to chase him or something. I know this whole Chris Hansen thing. I didn't know what the deal. Like, let's say he was possibly like there was somebody there and he would much rather run back to them than run to me for help. And it was just very awkward. Just like I see his dick just saying, no. Yeah, I agree. It was just very awkward. So yeah, I'm just saying this is like pedo island in this area. So I gotta move. This is just too much for me. But thank you.
Woot woot.
I guess give it up for Kevin Wong, everybody. Woo. No, I'm a fan. That was some good times. Up next on the mic, we got you should check out coming up, I believe it's this weekend, right? You got Zoomsday Comedy Open Mic for this next comedian who's organizing it. Give a big warm round of applause for Evan Klim, everybody. Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, everyone, for coming here tonight. Hey, everyone, it's Evan. So, hey, get this. So last weekend, I got my first acting gig. Yeah, it was so exciting. It wasn't as an extra, but that's okay. That still counts. Yeah. It was fun doing background acting though, because I get to do my two favorite things, performing and sitting around doing nothing. It was great. It was so much fun because I got to do that for 9 hours, during which I played a lot of Scrabble and I finished all 32 seasons of The Simpsons. So it was a good day. It was a really good day. Yeah. And when they called us to set at 10 o'clock at night, we got to reenact the fall of the Berlin Wall, which the fall of the Berlin Wall. That has to be my favorite book by Dr. Seuss. It really is. Yeah. It goes with that Hop on Pop, The Cat in the Hat, and the fall of the Berlin Wall. Classic. But before the camera started rolling, the director came up to all of us. Actually, I was like, okay, so I'm going to paint the scene for you. So it's 1989 and you're at night. It's nighttime in Berlin and the wall is coming down. And what you guys are going to do is you're going to act all excited because you get to go see family you haven't seen in years. And guys, those directions, they really confused me. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to see my family and I'm excited. Like, I gotta give me a little bit more to work with. Like, can we just do a Zoom call? Like, can we just do that? Will that work out? But let's be real. Okay, so I'm an actor though, so I was like acting all excited, like hooray. But inside I was like, man, I'm really gonna miss this wall. I really am. Yeah. Okay, but here's something new. So I got into a relationship during the pandemic. Thank you. Yeah. My girlfriend is a librarian and she's been working from home during the pandemic. I can really tell that she misses working at the library because every time I try and talk with her, she goes, shh, be quiet. Yeah. That, and every time I go over to her place, she checks me out and she finds me if I'm late. Yeah. But I feel like right now, like I'm gonna say this, like I feel like it's safe to say that things have been going pretty well though overall, because my partner keeps showing me pictures of this engagement ring she wants me to get for her, for when we do that thing. I guess I don't know. It just really makes me nervous though to start like thinking about, because like we just started like living together and it's like scary taking those things to the next level, which is the last level, which means forever. So, like it's pretty nervous. But then she told me, it's okay, babe. The ring, it's on sale. And I thought, oh, damn, we're so compatible. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yesterday I went to the grocery store. I got $11 worth of groceries and I paid with cash, which is refreshing. So I gave the cashier a $20 bill, and the cashier looked at the bill I gave her. And she walked away with my bill and then looked at it with her supervisor. And then the supervisor and the cashier came back over to where I was at the lane there where I was paying for my groceries. And the cashier told me that my $20 bill was counterfeit. And I didn't do that. I didn't make that $200 bill counterfeit. No, I don't even own a printer. How could I make that? It wasn't me who made it. Yeah. But she was saying, so I was saying, like, I could just pay with something else for it. Like, no worries. Like, I don't know how this came into my hands, but I'll just pay with debit or something. And the cashier says, don't worry about it. And she took the $20 bill and she put it in the till and she gave me my change. So I feel like this has showed me two things. Okay. I know two things from this. One, money, it's not real. It's not. It really isn't. Yeah. And the second thing is that $20 bill definitely went to somebody else. So that cashier really passed the buck, So yeah. Talk about paying it forward, but okay. Hey, that's my time. Y'all have a good night. Okay. Peace out.
Oh my God. One more time for Epic Glim, everybody. Woo, 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 woo. I just feel like I have to say, because I'm also a librarian, that like I wish my fiance would check me out the same way. Oh man. Anyway, in light of jokes also being depressing, up next on our set list, I totally fucked up the order, but we have Kirk Broussard, everybody. It is like either his first or his second time. I'm really excited to have him. Give it up. A round of applause. Woo! Kirk.
Yo.
Anyway, let's just do the set. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, it would be hilarious if I demanded to bump everybody on the list, and then I just hang out here like I plan to do for the rest of the mic. I don't know. I used to drive Uber when I first moved to Vegas, like 5 years ago, almost five. And before I started doing comedy, just had nothing to do at night. I was waiting tables full time, but just like getting a little gambling money or weed money, or whatever. But I didn't renew my business license. You need a business license to do Uber here. And I mean, it used to be busy, but there aren't very many drivers anymore. I didn't get that business license. I kind of considered it like indentured ride sharevitude. Like I'm not sure, but Uber was just a terrible fucking company. They treated us like shit. But one of the benefits of my laziness is I still have the Uber sticker on the front of my car on the windshield. I just haven't peeled it off. So one of my new favorite things to do, like there's so few drivers, is I'll just be going somewhere to a store. I'll be in the parking lot. I'll see someone standing on their phone, like looking, obviously thinks I might be their driver just because of the sticker. And I have a Toyota Camry. It's a common car, but I'll just kind of slow down a little bit and still drive their way. And then I give them a little wave and then just keep driving straight by them. Like, oh God, it's my favorite fucking thing to do. I've done it twice, like within the last couple of months. It's, oh God, it's a benefit. I don't know. What else is going on? Oh yeah. I'm probably going to open a new restaurant here. I am in Vegas, a lot of theme restaurants. Mine's going to combine my love of two things: amazing Mexican food and autoerotic asphyxiation. It's going to be called Me Chokin' Michoacan. And it's going to be basically like a regular restaurant. I mean, there'll be a lot of one-tops in my place, obviously. Low lighting, private dining will be key. What else? We'll do like a BYOB Wednesday, bring your own belts. I don't know. I'm still thinking things through. But one thing that's going to be different, you're going to be encouraged to tip your waiter or your waitress in advance because they're specifically trained to know the color of blue to let your face get to before they pull that safety release notch on your belt. They don't want to do it too early. I mean, I'm just saying, tip your belt tenders, everybody. But man, what else? I got about a minute. Let's I enjoy Van Halen. I've been listening to a lot lately. Classic argument is the Van Hagar or the David Lee Roth days. I don't know. I like them both. I mean, Sammy Hagar is still a great singer, but David Lee Roth, I think he sells me because he has that unique talent of when he was at his peak, he sounded exactly like someone doing a mediocre David Lee Roth impersonation. It's just one in a million. I don't know. I like 90s hip hop as well. Something controversial. I say Das Effects remains to this day in my top 10 all-time hip-hop artists. I mean, that's really just a hill that I'm pretty prepared to diggity die on. I'm sorry, y'all.
All right, give it up for Kirk, everybody. Woo, 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 woo. All right. Thank you so much for performing tonight. Next up on our mic, we got, sorry, that's my timer going off. He was just so right on the dot with that. But up next, for the confusion that happened in the set list, I will reiterate. Up next, we got Desiree Walsh, followed by Wesley Williams, followed by Brooksy, who will be taking over for the second half of the mic, and therefore things will be run much better. But also, let's see if I can find Desiree's intro. Heyo. No, up next, I can't find it. No, I have found it. And this was actually a fantastic milestone for her this week. She has done over 1 1,000 sets. Oh my god! And they were mostly open mics on Zoom. Shut up, it's fun. I totally agree with this. Give it up for Desiree Walsh, everybody! Celebration!
Hi, they are really fun. I met all of you when I learned about Uncrustables. I'm basically set for life. Yeah. I mean, I am sorry so many people had to die because of the pandemic, but learning about Uncrustables has literally changed like the fiber of who I am. I still don't understand them. Like, wouldn't it be easier? Okay, so I think there's people in here that don't know me. I'm Canadian, and I've been learning about Americans. And one of the things I've been learning about is their culture and their food. And they have something called the Uncrustable. I have a show coming up. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm so sorry for people who've heard this for like the 1,000th time. Anyway, the Uncrustable. We don't have this abomination in Canada, but I am told it's like the white trash cousin of the Pop-Tart or the red-headed stepchild of the Pizza Pocket. Yeah. It's a frozen peanut butter sandwich. And my question to the Americans is, wouldn't it be easier to make a peanut butter sandwich? Because with an Uncrustable, you have to thaw it and cook it and then eat it. And it just seems like a lot of work, America. Recently, I did this joke. Not recently. And another comedian was like, no, you don't have to thaw it and cook it and eat it. You can just eat it frozen. And now I have more questions than I have answers, America. Because why are we paying money for the worst day of grade 2 when the ice pack fell on top of the sandwich and it got all cold and gross? Why are we paying money for that? And then another comedian, if you take anything away from my set, please take away that American comedians are very helpful. Was like, no, like you don't have to eat it frozen. You just take it out of the freezer and you let it thaw naturally. So now I have the question, is it a friend or is it food? Because like, what do you mean? You just take it out of the freezer, cuddle it, hold it close, bring a tiny dancer to the desired temperature you need. What I'm saying is I think Smucker's needs to be stopped between that and the Goober grape. Yep. I was lucky enough to get a box of Uncrustables from an American comic. They came completely unthawed from Maryland, I think. We'll say that. Completely unthawed, basically food poisoning in a pouch, but I persevered, and now I still have the same question. Wouldn't it be easier to make a peanut butter sandwich, America? There's a lot of talk about what's wrong with the U.S. or what happened. And quite frankly, as somebody who only recently discovered New Jersey was a state and asked the question, what's in New England a few weeks ago? I don't believe I'm entitled to an opinion, but I think it started with the invention of the Uncrustable. As a side note, I was explaining Uncrustables to somebody last night, and they were like, those sound amazing. We need to get them in Canada. Please sign the change.org petition. Thanks. That's my time.
We're saying that that's time, but also I feel like there's more to explore there. Like, Uncrustables have been a thing for a while, even in Canada. Hashtag
No.
TB&J. No, but like a normal peanut butter and jelly sandwich is something you guys have, though, right?
Yes, but
exactly.
not frozen.
And that's the same thing. You could take a PB&J and freeze it. Either way, that has nothing to do with our next comment, who I'm really excited about because, oh my god, I almost want to say it's their first time on the show, but their intro is going to be like that. They've been here forever. Up next, we got the hilarious, the fantastic, live from New York, it's Wesley Williams! Woo, 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 woo!
Hi. Oh, hi, everybody. Thanks so much. So something about me is that I grew up with deaf parents. I grew up with sign language, which has its own set of challenges. One thing that children of deaf adults have is that you have to be responsible from a very young age. And so even before I could barely speak, and I'd be at a restaurant with my father, and I'd have to say to the waitress, "Daddy, go pee-pee, where bathroom?" And so that was always, it was always the challenge. You know, another challenge was, I love my mom. She literally can't really hear how loud she gets. I love her, but that it was always an issue. I'd be a child bothering her about He-Man figures in the store, and then all I would hear, everybody would hear was, "You want a man? You want a man? Why you want a man?" And like, which is but you know, one thing that one you know, possibly surprising thing is that my parents, they can't hear, but they can still enjoy music with heavy bass. They feel the vibrations. Acapella, no good. Acapella, no good. They hated Jersey Boys, so I learned that. But I'm working on my memorization. I learned something called memory palaces. I don't know if anyone's heard of that, but anyway, one thing, another issue was, so I grew up, I'm old enough where I grew up before FaceTime. And so for my mom to contact me, it had to go through a third party relay service. So some guy would call me, Jonathan would call me and would basically, you know, say, "This is Jonathan calling for your mother. Hi, cutie pie. I hope that you remember the underwear for your camping trip. I love you." And then I'd have to say something like, you know, I love you, Jonathan. And so so that was always a challenge. One thing to get my parents' attention, I can't really call across the room, so I'd have to hit the ground with my foot so that they could also feel the vibrations and everything. And so it's just a habit that was ingrained. I did it in school. I'd stomp my foot to get my teacher's attention. I did it all through school, and it culminated in becoming the lead in the senior production of Stomp. So that was one benefit. But one way where the interpreting did come in handy was in parent-teacher conference, because I was the interpreter. So the teacher would say something, you know, Wes is being disruptive, and I'd say, "Oh, he's a perfect angel to my mom," and you know, he's not doing well in math, and I'd say, you know, all A's, and the teacher would say something like he embezzled $267 from the senior fund, and I'd say to my mom, 2 thumbs up. All right. Tom, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh my God, no, thank you so much. Give it up one more time for Wesley, everybody. And oh my God, he took me like way back to like high school sign language. I was like, oh my God, all A's. He's like doing the sign for all A's. It's so exciting. Anyway, I just wanted to make note of that so that you felt appreciated. Either way, next up, you're going to be really excited for this fellow because he's taking over for the mic for me for the rest of the show. He, as you know, can sometimes be a Brooksy. Other times, he's a Poopsy. Give it up for the one and the only Brooksy Poopsy.
All right.
Also, he hates his mom.
That's right. There are 3 things I'm known for: sometimes being Brooksy, sometimes being Poopsy, and fucking hating my mom. I'm a notorious mom hater. It's why every single set I go, "Moms are the worst." Am I right, guys? My fiance and I are actually talking about having kids, though, even though we both hate moms. Anyone here have kids? Rob, you kind of have a kid, right?
Or baby.
Yeah, or a baby or whatever. So like we were talking about having kids though, and she was like, "I don't know if I want to be pregnant." I'm like, "That's fine with me. Let's just go to the kids store and buy one." And this woman, who could back out of this relationship at any moment, goes, "Yes, That's what I want to do. And this is the person I'm marrying. And it's great though, because like, look, I was originally kind of afraid to reveal to her that I'm a little bit crazy because you got to be careful when you reveal to someone that you're like a smoothie blender of alcoholism and self-loathing and also narcissism. And so I decide on our third date, because it's socially acceptable to have sex on the third date. So I feel I should give her this warning. I'm crazy, but I'm only going to like let out a little bit of warning, just a little bit of crazy. Go from like a 2 to a 3 on the crazy scale. Play it off as a joke. And she laughs. And I'm like, great. Let out a little bit more crazy. Go from a 3 to a 4. She laughs again. Awesome. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go one more step. I'm going to go to 5 and I'm going to stop it at 5. I do not stop at 5 because there is no 5 on the crazy train scale. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it skips right to 11. And so I'm out there screaming, crazy, 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 crazy. And then I freeze because I'm like, oh God, she's going to be scared off from you. She's going to think you're nuts. But she responds, and I'll never forget this. Well, what about crazy? And that's when I knew, deep down, from the bottom of my heart, that I was getting laid that evening. And guys, on the 3rd year anniversary of us fucking, I decided this is the woman that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I'm going to go buy a ring for her. And I'm going to propose. And it totally surprised her. And I'm really nervous. And I'm like, oh God, this is the hardest thing. And when I dropped to one knee and said, babe, will you marry me? She responded with the worst surprise answer that you can have. No way. I'm gonna go fill my pockets with rocks and walk into the bay now.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I got one more joke for you, Tom. If I have time, what's my time?
You got time.
All right.
You got time.
So guys,
You're
I'm
the
getting
co-host.
I'm getting a dog tomorrow. I'm getting a dog tomorrow, and I'm really excited. But I also have a cat in the house, and so we had to make sure that the dog could be compatible with cats. And so the local animal shelter said, "Don't worry, we have a test for that." What's the test? Well, we present it to the test cat. And this concept fascinates me. Like they have this cat where they just bring the dog in, and if the cat doesn't like the dog, then they go, this dog is no good. And they fail the cat test. And I want to have that test cat for more things in life. Like, do I really want to avoid this meeting that I'm going to? Send in the test cat to check it out first. Do I really want to avoid this awkward conversation with my boss because I sent in a cat to this first meeting? Send in the test cat first. Do I not know how I'll feel about being fired and replaced with a test cat? Send in the test cat. All right, you guys, I will call that my time. Thank you so much. And I am whoop whoop. All right, I'm gonna do a quick mic check. Do we have Steven here? No.
No, we don't.
All right.
Kill him. That's
That's
too
because
harsh.
I'm known for 2 things: hating my mom and killing Steven. I'm doing a lot of exposition in this mic, you guys.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
A lot of origin stories. All right, well, I'm really excited for the origin story of this next comic because he's a beautiful son of a bitch. Give it up for Ralph Anthony.
Yeah, hell yeah, baby. There we go. There we go. Thursday night. Yeah. I'm so proud right now. My girlfriend is in bed, not feeling well. And I'm also on baby monitor duty, trying to tell jokes while the cat was tweaking out for everybody's set earlier. Yeah, so this is going to be fun. This is going to be interesting. Contrary to popular belief, I am not a sharp individual. I'm not a sharp individual. Let's hit record. There we go. I'm not a sharp individual. I'm not cultured. Just goes to show you a couple things. Like my girlfriend last week was invited to a wedding, and because it's wedding season, I was like, awesome, fantastic. I would love to come. Does it give you a +1? She goes, yes. Yes, it does. But it's a black tie affair. To which I responded by looking her dead in the face and go, yeah, I have a black tie. I did not know that's not how black ties work. why are we not using the language that we all previously just agreed upon? If that's not bad enough, a comic, a buddy of mine that I know, just posted a picture of an almond cake with confectioner sugar on it, and I looked fast and thought he had captioned it "almond coke." And in my mind, I was just like, wow, now we're making vegan friendly cocaine. Like how dumb do you have to be to think that they're making allergen free drugs? Like a spoonful of peanut butter, it might kill you, but a spoonful of heroin is A-okay. So I've been with my girlfriend I've been with her for almost a year now. And after we've been talking for a couple months, she said, well, you're not creepy. So you can meet my 2-year-old daughter, Ava. I was like, wow. I've never been at this point before, because usually women would introduce me to the kids, so I would just break up with them. But the only snag was we could only FaceTime when I was eating dinner because of her bedtime, because of Ava's bedtime. I would always be eating dinner. In fact, every time she would call, I would be eating dinner. The phone would ring, I would answer, and my girlfriend's daughter would see me with food every single time. And what do children call food? Yum yum. So Ava would see me and go, yum yum. And what would I say? Yes, Ava, yum yum. This went on for months and for months. And finally, my girlfriend said, well, I'm ready for you to meet Ava in person. It's like, wow, that's such a magical moment. So I drove down to their house for the weekend, and I ring her doorbell. My girlfriend answers with her daughter. And so I lean down and I say, hi, Ava, how are you? To which she replies with a smile, yum, yum. I am 6'3", 230 pounds. I'm a grown man, and my nickname is Yum Yum. And as embarrassing as that might be, I'm just glad that wasn't my nickname when I was in jail. Great, thank you.
All right, guys, keep it going for Ralph Anthony, Desiree, and Tom. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, we have.
That's what I want.
All right, guys, we have one more comedian tonight. She is coming to us from LA. Curry in no hurry. Give it up for Rupali Segal.
Tech support. Got a call, guys. Customer service. You can't beat us. Customer service, India comes first. And if you give 5 rupees extra, then you get something else too. All the time. So a little bit about me. I'm from the 36th state of India. It's called 30 Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh means 36 forts. Don't get too excited. I haven't seen a single one. The population is about 30 million people. Yeah, I mean, sex is, we know what we're doing. I mean, Kama Sutra, man. Kama Sutra. I'm a Hindu, which means I have multiple gods for multiple orgasms. My favorite god is God Shiva. He's not a transgender, but his symbol is a dick in a vagina. And the vagina is pretty big. It's almost like the whole universe. So, I mean, he's definitely fucking motherfucking hurt. I mean, I bow to that. I grew up in India. Yes, I did have ideas. I always wanted to come to America. It's like, what do you want to do, Mickey? Mickey is my nickname because it rhymes with Chicky. So my parents thought, oh, just in case if we have more kids, we'll keep rhyming names so that we can remember it. So Mickey, Betty, what do you want to do when you grow older? I would like to be a mother. Okay, everyone gets to be a mother. Forced or unforced, you will become a mother. Can you say something else? Can you say something else? Yes, I can maybe become I wanted to say prostitute, I'm telling you, but I did not say it. I swear. I mean, America for me was like a porn. It starts at 11 p.m. when everyone is asleep. I switch the TV on and there is MTV Grind. I'm like, holy shit, you get to dance like that? And I don't have to even wear my lingerie with it. It's great. It's just great. No one is going to come look at me. That's like a topping on a cream because then I can really get it going. You know? Yeah, I'm dirty. I mean, I would love to shit in a dance floor. It's my dream. And the way I'm going at in life, I think I'm going to accomplish it. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just letting you know you have nothing to fear from me. But the first time and the last time a white man visited me, my hometown, that was the summer of '69. He was never seen again. I'm just putting it up there. Thank you, guys. That's my time.
Woo! All right, you guys, give it up for Rupali Segal. That was our final comedian of the night. Be sure to plug your pluggables, your socials, anything you have coming up in the chat. Tom, close this out, dude.
Hell yeah. So just as a reminder for our comedians tonight and maybe special guest audience, but we are going to keep the room open for 15 to 30 minutes afterwards. This isn't an obligation. We're just going to hang out. If you want to, like, connect or bond with us, that's what this time is for. But, like, you don't have to. Really appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I want to give a big thank you to my co-host, Brooksy Poopsy. Woo, 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 woo. A big thank you to all of the awesome comedians who performed tonight. And, of course, a big ol' shout out to you, our audience, for watching and supporting the stream. If you want to support the stream even further, you can make a donation at districtcomedy.io, or you can follow us on the social medias if you're strapped up on cash. Yeah, all the shares, all the subscribes, they help just as much. So feel free to do that as well. Otherwise, that's all that we have tonight, and I just want to say goodbye and thank you all so much for being on the show. Goodbye. I like to end the show by acting like a